Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're having our family sports podcast. It's Big Sam and Nephews and Sherri. Sherri will be along with us shortly. We just talk about sports for like a half an hour, kick it around, throw some scores out and whatnot, and just talk sports. Basically, that's what we do.
That's what we do. We just talk a lot of trash.
Right. Oh, yeah. We talk a lot of trash too. And also, my nephews are in it. Well, you're not in Atlanta, are you? You're in California.
I'm definitely in California.
And the other, but both my nephews broadcast out of Atlanta, and I broadcast out of Minneapolis, which me and Sherri broadcast out of Minneapolis. So Minneapolis, Atlanta, and now California.
And now California.
Right.
Because it's what.
How's the weather out there?
It's raining and snowing.
Yeah, because it's snowing here now.
Yep. So this weekend, I mean, we went to the slopes yesterday, so I'll probably go back sometime this week, a couple more times. Yep.
Nice. I used to work there in college,
Oh man, look at you, man. Jack of all trades.
Yeah, two summers back to back I worked there. And the first summer I worked there, my mom said, your grandma said, you save your money. Of course I didn't. And the next year I went back again, and my mom said, save your money. And of course I didn't save my money then. So then I just went back to college, That's my little FYI, just saying. But anyway, let's get going. What's that? You know what? What do you want to talk about first? Let's talk about college football. How about that?
Hey, Auntie.
Hi, guys.
Hey, we need to see your face, though. You kind of dark.
Get brighter for us?
Because I'm in the dark.
Yeah,
but make it brighter.
In the light.
No.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Make it lighter some more. You're still too dark.
I know. I'm on my sports cast. Huh? It's my sports podcast. Say hi in the sports podcast, Mari.
We can't see nothing.
Hold on. Hi.
Are you lighter? You're still not light enough. You're still too dark.
Hey, podcast.
Hey.
They can't see you that way. You got to face the other way. Hey, podcast.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. What y'all talking about today?
Oh my
Crazy
God.
females.
He said what?
What are we talking about, Javier?
Crazy females in sports.
Oh, that I'm gonna exit because I'm not crazy. But my mom, she got all the stories.
Wait a minute. Why is she gonna put that on you, Sherri? We know who the real crazy one is.
Right, Amari.
The creator.
Oh, then that would be my mom.
That's true.
No.
All right, let's get going.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some college football.
Hey, Dimples.
Right. All right. Hey, Granny, what's going on?
Not too
Did she call them
much.
dimples?
Look at his dimples really come
Did she
out
call
now.
them dimples? Oh.
Okay, I got dimples, Hey, don't hate, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is the best sport podcast ever.
Family members on.
Dimples. We're gonna call this Dimples and Nephews and Sherri.
Oh boy. Javier's got jokes, huh?
Oh no. Grandma said it. Don't blame me.
Yep. You right, Javier. Grandma said it.
Grandma
Parker
said
liked
it.
the name too. Don't you like the name, Parker?
I did. It's Uncle Dimples from now on. That's where we're gonna go with it.
I'm gonna do like President Trump. You're fired.
Oh,
Wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah, that was so mean.
Okay, are we supposed to be talking about sports today?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were, but we got
Crank it
the
off.
family stuff out of the way, okay? So anyway, how do you feel about Ohio them changing the rules? In fact, the Big Ten changing the rules to accommodate Ohio State.
They have to.
Well, that's what they did.
They did.
I mean, they had to because they're not going to get another game. So the game,
Right.
their game
No,
was
they're
over.
done.
Franklin.
The next game will be.
Big boy. Hi. Sorry. I'm all distracted.
Are we
Yeah.
working? Or are we just playing?
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
We're working. We're talking about Ohio State and that they changed the rule, but I said that last week that was going to happen. And because they're not going to get to the 6 games that they need to get to because of COVID. So they're allowing Ohio State to be in there because they're going to be in the top 5.
You're right. You're right. You called it. She called it. You know, women's intuition.
And the other thing too is that yesterday there was a big upset too because I feel like
LSU.
Yep, LSU in Florida.
Yep. LSU, and I had a feeling that LSU was gonna beat them, and I was right, but that's neither here nor there. But Florida's still gonna play Alabama in the big SEC.
Alabama, who did they play yesterday? Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah. They only had the 3 points, 62-3. Like, come on, man. Seriously. Like, it was just a city.
The thing about Alabama, you can say what you want about Nick Saban, but those coaches they coach them up. Now they got these 4 and 5 star athletes, but you still have to be able to coach them up because they have the problem is for most people is that you probably have more 4 and 5 star athletes playing for Alabama than you do any of the other SEC teams, but they still have to be coached up. That's my opinion. Why did you go quiet on me? It went silent. What happened?
That was me.
Oh,
Sherri, go. I was messing with something. Go back. Come back off mute, Sherri.
Thought you wanted me muted. It's cool.
No, I was goofing off.
And the other thing was, my USC Trojans, they played UCLA last night, and they ended up beating them by 3 in regulation. So they're going to play they're going to play Washington
Rose Bowl
in the Pac-12 championship game.
This should be a win.
Right. Well, now Florida's not going to be in contention.
No. But they are going to play in the SEC championship game next Saturday.
Right.
So
it's going to be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Nope, Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Notre Dame's not going to fall out.
They're going to be 3.
Well, Notre Dame has to play Clemson again for the ACC championship. Yeah, ACC championship game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if Notre Dame wins that game, then they're going to move. They're going to move up in the rankings.
No, they won't. They're going to stay at 2.
They're number 2.
I thought they were number 3.
No, they're 2.
Oh, okay.
Ohio State's number 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
4. They were 4 last week.
They're 4. Clemson's 3.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, Texas A&M is 5. Cincinnati is probably 6 right now. So you still got a couple of teams that are on the outside looking in. But my thing is that if by chance, and it ain't going to happen, but you never know, if by chance Northwestern could upset Ohio State, which probably shouldn't happen, but if it does happen, then should Ohio State get dropped out of the top 4?
Yeah, they got to go.
Yeah.
They got to go.
And so then who do you move in? Do you move in Cincinnati, who's still undefeated?
Cincinnati.
Or or Texas A&M?
It'd be Texas A&M.
Right.
I mean, I think that would be logical, but at the same time, there's no SEC championship game, so those 2 teams aren't going to play. And Cincinnati has an undefeated season, so I think they'll weigh that. Hopefully, they will. But I mean, that's the two people that are trying to get in. So I don't know. I will put Cincinnati in just to shake it up, just shake the whole world up, man. Just shake the whole world up.
But I think that the people that vote, they just feel like Cincinnati doesn't play a top-notch schedule. They don't. They probably don't. I know they don't because they don't play. SEC is by far the top conference. Period.
Right.
And then probably the ACC, and then Big Ten, and then probably the Pac-10. But I think what hurt the Pac-10 was that they started so late. And then you had all these contenders. But the thing about it is that USC surprised me.
That's your job.
They're still undefeated.
Right.
And to me, that's a surprise. It was like they got a good quarterback though, but still, USC is undefeated. I'm a USC fan too.
They're a young team too, though. So
they are young.
They're really young. They're a real young team. So just look at the kids.
Right.
She being grandma.
Family.
She being grandma. Look at her. Yeah, I think that I think if Ohio State comes out, they'll put A&M in, right? Just because they're in Power 5 conference.
Right.
And Cincinnati's not in Power 5 conference. But I would like to see Cincinnati because they can shake up the world, man, and just say, hey, look, like we can even the playing field out. You don't have to be in a top 5 conference to make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'd be looking at. But
you know that's not going to happen.
Nope. It's money.
So I just got to be realistic on what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just think that for the most part, if you're like a Cincinnati, because BYU was in that whole thing until they got knocked off, and so they're just hoping that those teams get knocked off that are outside the top 4.
Okay, listen. I have live questions. Woo, because I'm in a house full of people.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna take some questions. Let me take my background off so you can see people.
Hey, Sherri.
Yes.
Take your background off. Okay.
What she's doing is she's leeching off.
The other one. There you go.
Okay, say your name, ask a question.
My name is Steven. What question do you have?
Go.
No.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, what questions are we?
We're just talking about football in general, college football, like Alabama's on,
or any sports, One
thing I will say about like having come out of Division I and the NCAA is that I was very concerned when this season started with the whole COVID situation. I didn't think that they were going to be able to have a successful season, and I'm still not convinced that it's going to happen. But they're making it work, so we'll take it for what it is. But
where'd you play?
Tennessee. I played my freshman and sophomore year at Tennessee, and then I realized I was too small, and that was, that's good.
Yeah, it was still SEC. It was still SEC back then.
You got to do some work with the social distancing and everything. So,
They got work to do.
Mm-hmm. What's your podcast about?
Oh, Big Sam.
It's a family sports podcast. It's Big Sam, Nephews, and Sherri,
aka Dimples.
Okay.
Yes.
Dimples.
Big Sam, Nephews. So that's his nephew Parker.
Okay, I got you.
We're on every Sunday, roughly around 4. You can catch us the next day on YouTube to watch. We're trying to figure out how to do it live, but we're gonna get there.
Got you. Okay.
So
cool.
watching Virginia. See, look.
So who's everybody's teams?
49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 6 on 3.
49ers. Okay. All right.
Everybody's the 49ers except for her.
I'm a Viking fan.
Oh, by the way,
He's the Viking fan.
The Vikings played Tampa Bay, and of course,
And they lost because our kicker sucks.
Yeah, what's up? That dude's gone, man. Monday morning, he is on.
Yeah,
He'll be working at a Foot
flight
Locker next week, right?
He's on a flight. As soon as he gets back, the guy that has to tell you that you're cut, he is going to come to you and say, "Hey, the coach wants to talk to you. Bring your playbook with you."
Bert.
Angel of Death's gonna be calling you to the office on Monday morning.
He's gonna be talking about, I need your playbook.
Right.
Come on. I need a playbook.
I need you in the office on Monday morning. Bring your playbook. Thanks.
Yeah, bring your playbook.
And your shoes and everything else.
Hey, that's
yes, sir.
Okay, great. How much time we got, Javi?
We got like 20 minutes.
Oh wow, you guys started late.
We started over waiting for you.
We waited for you. Yeah, we waited for you.
Did she say hi to me?
Right. I know it's loud. I'm trying to shift so you can't hear you.
No.
Oh, it is live here. So now you did someone else a question.
A
Go somewhere
question?
where we can hear.
You can ask any question. I don't know.
You can ask any question.
Or make some
Ask any question
statements.
or make a statement.
Or just talk.
Oh yeah, so pretty much with football right now, I just think it was difficult because I played at. So I'm my mom's son. I'm Shadid Crockett. So I think it's very difficult right now with COVID. It's hard to be competitive when when you can't even see people's faces and you can't really interact with people. It's just with any sport because I played them all at high levels. Like that competitiveness is there, and like true competitors can kind of do it, but it's still not the same. Not having those crowds, not having that noise.
Right.
Even though it's fake noise and you can practice with that, it's not the same thing. It doesn't feel real. Like I feel like we're in the Matrix right now, and this is a fake world, and we gotta unplug and go back to the real world in 2021.
Oh, definitely. Hey man, we need Neo or somebody else to go ahead and go hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you. You can see it. You can see it in the games. You can see it in the games where they, some of them, the high level players, they can still make plays, but yeah, they feed off the energy, especially on good plays. You got to have it, but it gets the teammates involved too, though, more because now more the teammates are cheering everybody else on, so it's a little bit more camaraderie. I think just because they're around each other more, they have to be really more reliant. You could go out there and do your, at a pro level, you could go do your job. College levels and high school and things like that, especially high end, they still feed off that energy. They still kids. So they still need that.
Feeding off the energy has always been a huge thing for a lot of people. For football, especially on the defensive side, you feed off energy. Yeah. I played offense. I played wide receiver. So like we usually, if you're at home, you don't have that energy there. It's like I'm just gonna make the play. I'm gonna make the energy. Like I make the energy. Defense, like I'm gonna hit this dude, and I need to be entered. I need this. People like, yeah, we're good. Like I feel like that's missing sometimes in some plays that you see, especially at the NFL level. It's like you have no crowd, so like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, they're not as excited as they were before.
Yeah. When they make those big plays, it's like, yeah, it's a big play, but like crucial plays are like, okay, like some guys bring the energy and some guys don't. It's just the tale of the players, though. It's just the tale.
It's all about bringing the energy, and it's all about they're building camaraderie. So I think this will actually teach them to trust their teammates more, in a sense of that sometimes is missing when like you have the crowd. You all have to bring it all. So now you guys have to trust that your teammate can do it in this setting. Because if you can do it in this setting, you can probably do it in any setting. Because it's abnormal now. So now it's like, okay, well, we go back to here. Now we trust that you can do it.
Right.
See, that's a good point, because what made the LSU and Florida game so good yesterday was that you had so much energy in that building. Like they had almost damn near a full crowd yesterday, just for, the LSU Florida game. And I mean, the energy just coming off of that game was just like crazy. It was a back and forth game either way. But, you still felt that, okay, this is how college football is supposed to be. This is how, we're actually supposed to have an actual season. But, unfortunately, we're in this pandemic to where, we can't really have it like we want to.
Yeah, that's just the way that it's going to be for a little bit. And I think that it should be a good change. Like once everything goes up.
It's fine.
No, Mom, this is your show.
No, it's not. It's actually Big Sam's show.
Well, I have to do stuff with Xander. That's why. Like, I have to watch him.
But I got a question for you.
Here we go.
This is what we were just talking about. So when I was after I quit playing my freshman and sophomore year, I actually transferred to NYU, and I actually had the opportunity to sit on a panel. They wanted a former Division I athlete. They wanted a current Division I athlete, a parent of a Division I athlete. They wanted a Division I coach. But they were asking questions about the exploitation of Division I players when it comes to the college football system. One of the guys who was actually debating with us was super interesting. He brought out some numbers. He was specifically looking at the Michigan football program. He was specifically looking at the Michigan football program and the Ohio State program, and talking about the fact that the revenues that they're drawing in and the amount that they're reporting to the school aren't matching up. And I just throw this out there to you guys because I thought it was really interesting. How do you guys feel about the financial state of some of these Division I programs and kind of the impact that it's had over the years?
Well, what's going to probably happen is some of the smaller D1 schools, like the Troy States, those schools, probably eventually, if this virus continues on, and it seems like it's going to continue on in the next year, they're probably going to, and in most cases, some of the schools have already dropped some of the sports, like women's softball, some of the schools that don't make any money at all, but football is a cash cow, period.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Football's like the bread and butter of every institution. So because of that, it'll be a last-ditch effort to cut football out. But they're going to keep football around. What they're going to do is they're going to cut all these other programs out that aren't making any money, because football pays for scholarships for all the other athletes in all the other sports, like swimming. They pay for all the sports.
You're absolutely right about that.
So because of that, it'll be a last, football will be the last for the smaller schools. That another problem is too, is that if you go to a black college, it's pretty much going to be doomed.
I do say that.
Unless unless you're like Jacksonville State or something like that, or Jackson State, where Deion Sanders is coaching that. He's already got money coming in, but everyone, and he's gonna have an edge on recruiting the black athletes from the black colleges. But I just think overall, what's going to happen is they're going to cut a lot of other sports out. They're going to keep football, because football is a cash cow.
It's the backbone. It's the backbone.
Yeah, and it's all. I mean, and strangely enough, I want to change something really quick. But what do you think about Mike Krzyzewski calling off all the preseason basketball games? They have no more games this month.
I'm like, I get
right now, because I'm a Kentucky fan, I'm all right with them taking a little pause, because Kentucky
are terrible. Your team is terrible right now, bro.
They are awful. They are awful, man. And I tell you what, I'm okay with taking a little pause, get back in the gym, and figure out what's going on there. But I tell you what, listen, this year and the subsequent years that follow, we're gonna have probably maybe a 2 to 3 year period where sports are gonna have to make a comeback, and they're gonna have to hit their rhythm again. I look at it like the standpoint of a situation where any person coming off an injury, you need those couple of games to get your rhythm back. And I feel like sports is the same way, like everything, college football, the NFL, like college basketball, even the NBA, like they need to. It's going to take a couple of years to get back in rhythm, but I think it will happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it'll happen. I mean, just going back to your first point about the financial situation. I mean, and you went to D1, everybody went to D1, and it's like, what it is. The exploitation of the athlete, and especially in football, where it's like, I mean, back when I went to school, you could just sign your scholarship and you got 4 years. And now it's like, I think like a year later, they signed it, was like they could renew it every year or something like that. So that's one point. Doesn't matter. It's a performance guarantee, basically. And if you don't perform, they're like, yep, you're off scholarship, you're out of school, go home, right? So that's a big issue. But at the same time, the numbers are never going to match up, because you have so many donors and boosters and everything else that puts money into the
right. Yeah. And I don't mean to cut you off, nephew, but that's the other problem too, is that so many of these boosters are contributing outside of what they budgeted, for football.
Right.
So, say you get an extra $2 million, damn, you don't know where that $2 million goes, because it's not recorded, right?
No,
It's kind of like 45's tax return.
That's $750.
I'm trying to figure out who his accountants are, man.
I need that.
They're
right
creative,
now.
man. They are very creative. Yeah, I work in finance now, and it's so funny looking at situations and my wife and I were talking about the whole situation, and she says, "Is it that easy?" I said, "If you got the team behind you." Yep.
And the setup, and you got to know what you want to set up. You got to know, hey, I'm going to take a whole bunch of losses with a whole bunch of companies so I don't have to pay. That's the easiest way to do it. So
right. And it's the simplest trick in the book. Go back to Friday After Next when he take that money and just flip it around 20, 40, 60, 81 and then flip it around.
That's all we do. That's all you do. That's all I do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you though. I think sports is I look at sports as being like with the cash, that's one thing. It's always a moneymaker. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar company. Not institute, it's a multi-billion-dollar company. I mean, college football can just print money. They just print money. You got 100,000 people, you can just print money. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. And then at the same time, then you got the pros. They have to make money because now it's their job. So you have to play. You have to do these things. So it's a two-pronged process. But yeah, it's going to take about a year. I think you can see it in the NBA this year. It's going to take about a year for development, but it'll come back strong. Like how when they go on strikes, that's how we look at it. Looks like that's what games look like. Like they're just coming back off a strike. That's what it looks like. So
I was 5'7" by the time.
Now talking about the NBA real quick, nobody seems to want James Harden.
Yeah,
they keep talking about, well, he might go to Philly. Philly is not going to trade for him. They have to give out anybody that trades for James Harden is a fool because you have to give up too much just to get one player. And he is not. I talked to one of my best friends today in California. He was saying that he would not trade for James Harden. I said I wouldn't either because you're trading all this 2 or 3 players and a draft pick, probably a first-round draft pick, just to get James Harden. And James Harden, what does he really prove? Nothing. Nothing he can score. He's not a defensive wizard, is he? No.
He's a liability on defense, man.
Man, Olay. That's him.
Right.
Olay.
So yeah, you might as well stick a cardboard cutout on the court with James Harden on defense.
Because he's not, that's the thing is that Miami, Pat said, I'm not trading him for anybody. No. They have a set team. And Milwaukee is not going to trade anybody away. They're trying to get assets now. And I guess the thing is that if you in New Jersey, they're just talking because New Jersey's like, why would you trade for him? You already got Kyrie Irving, who is I don't like Kyrie Irving at all. He's a hater, is what he is. He's a drum hater. Yep. He's a hater.
Yep.
And then I don't think they're going to progress because one of those guys, either Harden, not Harden,
Durant,
or Irving is going to be Irving will probably be hurt before Durant will.
Most likely.
Every year, Irving goes down with an injury.
Yeah, nobody.
And so now he doesn't want to talk to the press. Fine, dude. You don't want to talk to the press? Fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good with that. We're good.
He's not I mean, nobody's gonna get Harden, man. You gotta make the $43 million for this year work. You can't make the money work with the players. Nobody's getting $40 million this year. It's only like LeBron, AD, KD. KD's not even getting $40 million. So you can't make the money work. That's really what it is. You can't make you got to make the money work, and then you got to give cash. So that's too much in the NBA to do. And it's not going to happen.
Well, the other thing is that I watched a few games yesterday. And I know it's just preseason, but the Wolves, man, they look horrible. Just my opinion. I'm not a Wolves fan at all. I'm a Lakers fan. But I just thinking, why? And I just think here's another point too. I think before the trade line pops open, probably in February or March, whenever it happens this year, this season, they're gonna trade Towns. They're gonna trade him to the Knicks probably.
The Knicks.
That's my prediction.
The Knicks would be happy.
That's would.
That's where his career goes to die.
Right, because you know what? They had at one point they had the big three. They had Wiggins, they had Cat, and they have the guard that's now with Chicago, and that's just
Derrick Rose.
No, not him.
Zach LaVine.
Right. You had those three, and you had a good coach. But Flip Sellers had to decide on which one of those guys had to go because he knew that they all three didn't get along.
Right.
They didn't get along. None of them did. They brought Jimmy Butler in.
I got sports there on my watch, so I'm watching this.
And Jimmy Butler didn't get along with anybody. And so now, what do you got? You're right back to, every year you keep saying, well, we're a young team.
That's what he's upset.
This franchise has been around for 20 years. The only years they were really good. And KG played here too. And it's funny, KG said, I gotta go.
Oh yeah. I remember when you said that. I was like, okay.
What do you guys what do you guys think about the Westbrook situation coming here to DC?
I think it's fine.
I think it's good. I think it's
good. Because what Westbrook is, Westbrook pound for pound is a peer. He's an athlete. He's not necessarily a basketball player. I just think Westbrook could have played football. He could have been a DB. Could have played baseball probably. He's that athletic enough to do it. But he just goes and get after it. So I think he's gonna help DC out. Now John Wall, they had supposedly they didn't like the fact that he gave a game signal last year, the year before last, something like that. Management didn't like that, but I don't think that was the issue. But they just said that. But the bottom line is it's good. Get a change it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think for DC, I think it's going to be good. Now, for the Rockets, James Harden just got to make up his mind. Hey, I got to stay here. Now, the other thing is that allegedly, we don't know this for sure, but one of the reasons why he wants out of Houston is because the owner of the Houston Rockets was a big contributor to Trump.
Right.
And because of that, I don't want to play for him now. But get over it, James. Trump lost, and you can move on.
Hey, look, he got 2 more years on his contract, man. Make that money, and then go somewhere else as a free agent.
Right.
That's all he got to do.
Now, one of the things he's going to stay there. He's going to end up staying in.
Yeah, they don't have to trade him. I wouldn't.
Right. I wouldn't either. But Golden State, depending on how it looks for Klay Thompson, if Klay Thompson is not coming back for like another year now because he had another injury.
Yeah.
You might want to look at perhaps trading them to Golden State, perhaps.
Yeah, but you got to give up too much. You still got to give up.
Golden State would have to give up too much.
Yeah, I would just wait. I would just wait because you're gonna wait 1 year with Klay Thompson anyway, right?
Right.
1 more year to wait and see what he's gonna do in free agency. That's nothing.
And the other thing is that James Harden is kind of at the plateau now.
Yeah, he's gonna start declining.
Right, and so he's gonna start going down.
Yep, I agree.
So,
I agree. Hey, I'm back.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just think
it is for your pregnancy. You use it for the first one.
I think that the other thing is that the league is changing now, and I got my buddy. We were talking this before I got on the air. I was talking to him. He said he didn't know who Lakers have. I said, my God, the Lakers improved big time.
Big time.
They got Gasol. Now Gasol's on his way out, but Gasol is a heady guy.
He's still a veteran. They got a veteran team. They have a veteran
right.
team.
And if you go to the Lakers, they're trying to win right now.
Yeah, they're trying to get 2 more.
They're not trying to do like Minnesota or somebody else or some of these other ways.
Why you always gotta say Minnesota? Like
because they're horrible.
Okay then, but you ain't gotta like. Come on, say somebody else.
I tell the truth.
No, you don't. Not all the
Cavaliers. Hey, we got
all the time.
We got 1 minute left, so tell the truth. We got 1 minute left.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Big Sam, Nephews, and Sherri. We will be back next Sunday.
And her son and nephews, and her son and grandsons.
And my family. Yeah. This was Big Sam's podcast with everyone in Sherri's family. But it was a good
Basically.
podcast. Next week,
It was fun.
4 o'clock every
4
Sunday.
o'clock.
I want to thank
Also,
Javier, Parker,
I'm
and Big
on
Sam.
I'm on Instagram. I go on Instagram about every Tuesday.
Every
Like
Tuesday,
Tuesday
goes
evening.
live.
Right. And then this show will be on tomorrow, Monday.
Yep.
So we're going to check us out. We have a lot of our other shows are on there too, a long list of shows. We've been on for like a year and a half now. So, you know, we're just kicking it.
Like and subscribe.
Family run business.
All right, y'all. Later, family.
All right, we're out of here.
Well,
Thank you.
see you next week.
All right,
Next week.
bye-bye.